Out to speak on CNG, we have Akin Ogunsola, economic and financial experts, joining us live from Abuja. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us on Galaxy TV News.
All right, good evening.
All right, so how do you see the development of state governments rolling out CNG buses and conversion kits? Let's have a reaction on that. How do you see that development?
I think it's a welcome development, it's a sustainable development, and it's an affordable development. Nigerian citizens need to understand the fact that the cost of crude oil is actually high, and actually the fuels that come out of the vehicle that uses either petrol or diesel pollutes the environment. So talking about environmental sustainability, the CNG is very good for that. Talking about affordability, is far cheaper. I think it's 230 naira per liter of the CNG. So compared to the almost 1,000 naira for the petrol, so I think it's actually good. It's a welcome development, and Nigerians should actually embrace it.
Okay, all right. So do you think this would be a reliable, lasting alternative to PMS, since we have some people complaining of the huge amounts they have to pay to convert their former engine to the one that would take CNG?
Yeah, the cost is actually high. The cost of conversion is high, but government has brought in a kind of a subsidy for those that are, public transport. They can convert it free of charge, without paying anything. While those in the private sector can pay 50%. So 50% of that compared to the cost of the petrol in the long run is still cheaper. So we still advise Nigerian citizens to go, for it. But one thing I would like to also add is that government should also, be in the forefront of this conversion. Let's say the governor driving a CNG car. All the cars in the cover of the governor, let's see it that is CNG vehicles, that the governor is not buying petrol. Then by then, the citizens can now, queue. But not that the governor and the leaders are using petrol vehicle and they are preaching CNG to the people. So they should also key into it as a leader. So that will motivate other people to, queue after them.
Okay, all right. So how do we ensure sellers of this CNG product don't get greedy with pricing when the supply for the commodity increases?
Yeah, NNPC is still NNPC or NLNG. They still need to come into the sector to see that they control pricing of this natural gas, because it seems for now it is only NNPC, in collaboration with I think a NIPCO or so, that are actually doing this conversion and have fuel refilling stations for the CNG. We need to have more persons, more investors come into the sector so that monopoly or this greed that you are trying to talk about will not set in. Because when the greed and monopoly set in, the sellers tend to actually try to increase the prices. But if other investors can come in, they deregulate it, make it an open market, I think there will be no room for greed or inflating the prices, of this CNG.
Your advice to the federal government in ensuring price stability, both for PMS and CNG?
To ensure price stability, just like we are seeing in the petroleum sector now, Dangote and so many other refineries are coming in to begin to refine. Yes, the same thing should happen to the CNG. Let us have other investors coming in, producing CNG. We've seen most of heavy-duty trucks using the CNG, and then they are moving very well. They're actually transporting cost of moving cement, petrol, and all that from one place to another has gone lower because those heavy-duty trucks are now using the CNG gas, or instead of diesel. Diesel is even far more expensive than the petrol. So that has also helped, and I can see more trailers, being converted from diesel engine to a CNG vehicle. So that will help us. We just want price stability. They should be properly deregulated, because when government is still regulating the prices, thinking of subsidizing and all that, that would be a problem. So let the CNG production, let it be deregulated, just the same thing as the petrol and the diesel too.
Okay, all right. We thank you so much for sharing your wealth of experience with us on Galaxy TV.
My pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. And that's Akin Ogunsola, economic and financial expert.